Played by Byung-hun, Hwang In-ho is also known as the frontman, the masked overseer who manages the games and the entire island for the Squid Game organization. In Squid Game Season 2, Hwang In-ho disguises himself as an ordinary player in the game, Player 001, in a bid to manipulate fellow former Squid Game winner Seong Gi-hun. While Gi-hun wants the games to stop, In-ho wants them to go on forever. When we last saw the two, In-ho executed Jung-bae in front of Gi-hun as punishment for their rebellion, a plan that Gi-hun put into motion after he rejoined the games. But wait, before he became the ruthless frontman with the blood of thousands of players on his hands, who was Hwang In-ho? Back in Season 1, it was revealed that Hwang In-ho is actually the long-lost stepbrother of police officer Hwang Jun-ho. In the distant past, In-ho was an honest police officer himself who lived with his loving wife and family, but In-ho's life was shattered when his wife became critically ill. To pay for the medical expenses, In-ho started taking bribes, but he was caught and got fired from the force. At the time, he already gave his kidney to save his stepbrother Jun-ho, so he could have even sell his organs to save his wife. Desperate for a solution, In-ho joined Squid Game in 2015, which he won. However, when he came home with the money to pay for his wife's treatment, she had already succumbed to her illness. Notably, the 2015 players had secured enough money for In-ho to save his wife, but voted against leaving out of greed, essentially the reason why In-ho couldn't get home in time. This is why In-ho hates the players instead of the game itself, and in his rage, In-ho decides to bury the memory of his wife under the thousands of lives lost in the death games, transforming into the dreaded frontman. Not unlike Hwang In-ho in 2015, Seong Gi-hun won the games in Season 1 but was too late to save his dying mother. Meanwhile, Season 2 sees Gi-hun failing to convince his fellow players to vote their way out, similar to what In-ho experienced in 2015. And although there are differences in the voting rules of these eras of Squid Game, Gi-hun shares the same critical experiences that turned In-ho into the frontman. But while In-ho represents maligned self-hate in Squid Game's class war fable, Gi-hun is an optimistic revolutionary through and through. Notably, both are also lucky master gamblers with indomitable will, the two opposing results of the same oppression that sustains the death games. Seong Gi-hun may be the protagonist of Squid Game, but it is Hwang In-ho, aka the frontman, who forges Gi-hun into the fiery hero of the story. So who's your favorite Squid Game character, and why is it the frontman? Tell us your thoughts in the comments and keep watching ScreenRant.